What is up, everybody? Today we are heading to the chains as we cover NHB Volume 98 event live from the world famous TWE Arena in Red Bank, Tennessee. Now, this show started off as any show does with Danny DeMonto welcoming us to Chattanooga. Now, I forgot this is streaming right now live on IWTV. How can I forget that? But yeah, in your opening contest, at that we had the undisputed King of the Death, Eric Ryan, taking on the Death Match Diva Jameson Shook. Overall, this wasn't the best match of the night. I did believe that this match did suffer from lack of glass as the show progressed. They actually either got glass in or saved them for those later matches in the next night. Just killed it. This was a doubleheader weekend as we head into NHB 100 next I think next week or 2 weeks from now. It's either next week or a week from now. Yeah, on the 1st. So yeah, anyway, back from my tangent. Yeah, just overall, like I said, did suffer from lack of glass, but not much they could do and I can do about it. Eric Ryan did pick up the victory. I give this match 3.5 stars, or 3 stars, I am sorry.
July 10th, No Holds Barred brings the chains back to the world famous TWE Arena in Chattanooga, Tennessee. And I'm part of the old Bobby Banks Invitational / Bobby Banks gets to book a massacre. Anakin Murphy, we're no strangers. Sean Campbell, I'm excited. Lucky 13, you're the new variable added into the chains with us. I'm excited, elated, and quite frankly, aroused at the chance of violence. Show up, buy a ticket, and realize no matter Gary J is in the world, he's gonna put on a show and a spectacular because that's exactly what I do.
And now we have your BBI, your Bobby Banks Invitational, aka, hey Danny, we're in Chattanooga, let me book a fucking match. As we had Desperate Anakin Murphy taking on Lucky 13, Sean Campbell, and his tag team partner, the stiff Robo Ginger Gary J. Just a very excellent match. You had Unsigned and Don't Care doing a few tag team moves, but still going in on their own. Overall, Lucky 13 did pick up the victory, doing a double stomp onto Sean Campbell while his head was through a chair, something he does quite frequently in his matches. I gave this match 3.5 stars. It did come out the next night that Lucky did get injured, or they used it as a catalyst for him to do what he did the next night. But your next contest was the Great Equalizer Angel Metro versus Deathmatch Jesus Dmitry Alexandrov. The more I see Alexandrov, and obviously the more I see Angel Metro, the more these performers just look better and better and better. But ultimately in this one, just a great back and forth. Best you can think about in the chains is just everything's competitive. They wouldn't be in those spots if they weren't meant to be in those spots. But Dmitry Alexandrov picked up the victory in a very good match. I believe he hit his Emerald Fusion through a tube or a bundle. Again, can't quite remember. This has been a couple weeks. This match got 4 stars out of me. Then we had a match that was scheduled to be a one-on-one match, then quickly became a 3-way. We had Poondog, who's definitely not Tank, taking on El Slacko. Again, definitely not Slack. Then we had who I later found out via cage match when I was looking at results and stuff to be El Negro. The mic was so fucking up at this point that they couldn't even get promos off, let alone or get intros off, let alone promos off. And El Negro is definitely not Hoodfoot in a mask. But yeah, this match was just entertaining. It was a nice break of pace for this night, especially with the next 3 matches after it. It was as equally parts hilarious as it was violent. Shlaka won from with a cross body from the top of the chains. I think they had the platforms up that night, but yeah, from the platform over. Jesus Christ, a man that size shouldn't be able to fly that well, even if it was only a couple feet under a couple guys. But yeah, Shlaka picking up the victory. This match garnered 3 stars for me again. It was what it was meant to be. Just a break in the action. But now the heat turns up in Red Bank. We have Reed by God Bentley versus the product of violence Nino Extremo. Just an excellent match, a good back and forth match. Reed did get on the mic and say, "Hey, I heard you talk a lot of shit on Twitter and blah blah blah." You know, kind of building that up. That Reed, you know, this grizzled vet and this upcoming star. But overall, this match was very, very good. That's all I can say. It was good. And I'm like talking so loudly, I'm like creeping in my chair. But yeah, Reed Bentley won after about 16 minutes. So yeah, this match did get 4.5 stars. So it was just on that edge. Again, I couldn't tell you what I would have added to it just to make it a 5-star, but it was just on that edge of a perfect death match, in my opinion.
The first time the Chains came through Chattanooga, I was in the crowd as a fan, as somebody early in their wrestling journey in their pursuits of the ultra-violent dreams. And I saw you, John Wayne Murdoch, in the main event defending your American Deathmatch Championship against one of the most violent men in the history of the Southeast, the bloodbath behemoth, Tank. And somehow, John, some way, you were able to defeat Tank that night. And I remember looking into them chains, looking at the broken glass and the blood, and you standing above Tank, thinking to myself, one day I will be in those chains. One day I'm gonna work to get in them chains against you, John Wayne Murdoch. And that very man you defeated that night took me underneath his wing, along with the Rev Dan Wilson, as they formed the Coven of the Goat. And they changed me. They turned me into a killer. They handed me a hacksaw and my mind walked away. A lot has changed since the first time the Chains have came through Chattanooga. And I'm one of those biggest changes, John. Because I get my opportunity to finally get you in the chains this weekend. And like an insect devouring its mother, I will consume you and destroy you because I respect you too much not to. I am the Killbilly Nathan Mowry. Long live.
Now we move on to your 2 bangers of the night. First, we had your semi-main event. We had your former American Deathmatch World Champion who just lost it at the show before this at the show before this, but was, I believe, 2 months beforehand. I think it was April or June, start of June, late April, after the collective, in the Duke of Hardcore, the Earl of Extreme, the American Deathmatch Ace, and statistically, even though Mickey Knuckles has now taken the #1 spot in tournament wins, he is by the numbers and everything but wins the World Deathmatch Ace, John Wayne Murdoch, taking on the Killbilly Nathan Mowry, Mr. Blood and Honey himself, and of course, he had the Rev at ringside. But this match, everything you wanted to be: violent storytelling, big spots, and everything in between. Just off the top of my head, I can remember the match started off with Mowry hitting his flaming knee to Murdoch. Murdoch getting set on fire, at least his legs did, via the spray, so, and a light off of the board sitting on over the top of the chains that they can dive off of. And then John Wayne Murdoch hitting a brainbuster through an exploding chair to pick up the victory. There's an overall good death match. This, my friends, is a 5-star fucking death match. Just everything combined got it good. Then we move on already to your main event, your American Deathmatch World Championship, being defended by Dr. Redacted against Sicko the Clown, who, I believe it was in this match, or might have been the next night, did suffer an injury to his hand very badly. And you'll find out about that in a few more videos when I cover Jimmy's and Shook's Night 0. But yeah, this match was completely insane considering the confines that they were in. Just, I can't complain. I can't find, like, maybe it was a little too fast and Sicko was trying to move too fast for Redacted, who can move fast, but it's also more of a brawler, I would say, more of a brawl fighter than a high flyer. But overall, this match was just good. It just delivered an unforgettable show, an unforgettable main event. Went just under 21 minutes. Just chaos ensued. Dr. Redacted did pick up your victory, as one would expect going to NHB 100. And I'll tell you more about NHB 100 in the very next video for the very next night during the head-to-head weekend. This was also taking place during a couple of GCW shows, or next night took place during a GCW show as well. So I did prioritize the chains for that, but I did go back and watch that GCW show. You will see that in a couple of videos as well. But we're gonna move into my final thoughts. It was just pure madness. It was a fantastic night for Deathmatch. Fantastic night for the chains. The return not only to Chattanooga, but returning under the new name. The last 3 matches were the ones that stole the show from me. I'm saying a lot, and I don't like it, and I always point it out, and I don't like it. But yeah, this show, just strong showing for NHB's return. But yeah, I did give this overall show 4.5 stars. I think the lack of glass in that first match probably just didn't bump the show up just enough. If they would have had a little bit more, I think it would have been probably a perfect show for me. But remember, just do all the fun stuff, like, subscribe, do all that shit you're supposed to do anyway. Push me to the moon. I would like to make money doing this someday, but I'm not gonna do it at the expense of anything but, well, time and effort. So yeah, but also let me know in the comments what was your match of the night. Overall, for me, it's a tie. Obviously, I gave 2 5-star matches, 2 5-star back-to-back death matches. How insane do you have to be to do that? So Murdoch and Mallory, and of course your NHB American Deathmatch World Championship match. Take the top of this for me. Those are my 2 matches. I can't pick one. I wouldn't be able to pick one. But yeah, remember, until next time, peace.